Today we are going to be going over some spring cleaning tips for your hybrid work environment. We'll be going over some tips and tools that you can use to make a smooth transition from work from home to your office and back again. There's a lot of back and forth happening with going from remote to hybrid work. A lot of us are moving back into our offices maybe once or twice a week, sometimes full time. A lot of us have the option now to take some remote work days. So we will be going over how to clean up your desk at home and also what you can do for your devices to maximize their efficiency and also extend the longevity of your machine. Traveling back and forth with your devices puts a lot of wear and tear on them. So we're going to go over just simple cleaning tips and also ways that you can, again, extend the longevity of your machine. So without further ado, let's get right into it. To get us started, let's start with a statistic. About 74% of U.S. companies either are working currently using in remote hybrid work or are planning to implement a permanent remote work or hybrid work model. So a high number of companies either pivoting to this model or are already in it. So if this is you, then you're in the right place. Let's start with our takeaway goals today, what we want you to come out of this webinar with. The first thing that we want you to learn how to do is keep it neat. We want to show you some ways how you can care for your work devices, again, to extend the longevity of your machine and also maintain a clean and organized work environment. And secondly, we want to teach you how to keep together some tips to help you pivot between work from home and working in the office to achieve a seamless work experience, no matter where you choose to work. I know a lot of us, especially during the past 2 years, have made up our work from home environment, but we're just going to give you a few more tools that you may want to consider for your work from home office. We'll start with our first goal, which is to keep it neat. And these are some tips for a tidy and clean workspace anywhere. And first, we'll start with some handy tools for a neat desk. And you can find some of these at thegadgetlow.com. And the first is a handheld vacuum to clean up crumbs after snack time. This is a mini vacuum that you can keep on your desk. They average for about $15 on Amazon. You can find them. And it's just a quick little way to clean up your desk. I know sometimes I like to snack here in the middle of the day just to get me through that, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. mark, a little pick-me-up snack. So this is great, especially also for dust. I know I like to work with my windows open when the nicer weather comes around and a lot of that pollen and outside debris or outdoor debris come in. So this little vacuum can help clean up that desk, any residue or debris that might be hanging around after snack time or open windows. The next is our reusable ties to keep unsightly wires under control. Definitely things that are coming from the back of your machine. These are also helpful for your desk. If you find that you are having to plug things in and they're just kind of dangling, hanging all over the place, these are a great little tool to help you wrap up your wires either in the office or at home. And then lastly, we have screen wipes or disinfectant wipes to wipe down your desk or devices, especially helpful for when you're in the office as people kind of walk around and touch everything. I know that we have a little bit of a habit now of wiping everything down after COVID, so this is also helpful just for regular cleanups of your machine, especially if you do snack and eat, just kind of anything that gets on your workstation that can jam up your keyboard, gunk it up with, just even our natural oils from our hands, just to keep that clean and help to extend or prolong the longevity of your machine. Let's talk about wiping down your workstation. And these are going to be some best practices to clean screens. This could be for laptops, monitors, phone screens, tablets, anything that has a screen. This is going to be the way that you want to do it. So the first thing, we'll go over a little shopping list here. What you'll need is either a microfiber or lint-free cloth. some Q-tips, and a 30-70 mix of rubbing alcohol and water. You don't want to use straight alcohol, and definitely not just water. We know what happens when water gets into our work machine or our work devices. So 30-70 mix alcohol and water, or you can use, as we mentioned earlier, electronic specific wipes, and you can find those at Staples or on Amazon if you have one of those catalogs that they sometimes mail to you with different work supplies. They will definitely be in there. So that's what you'll need to wipe down your workstation. And before you get started, you're going to want to make sure that you unplug your device and power it down. So make sure that it's not plugged into any outlet and that it is not running, just so that if any extra moisture does enter any kind of through your keyboard or any other little crevice in your machine, that it's not running with that moisture inside. And then to clean your device, you're going to spray the cloth with your 30-70 mixture. Don't saturate the cloth. You don't want it to be sopping wet. And don't spray your device directly. So that's what you definitely don't want to do. You don't want to get the water directly or that mixture really into your device. You want to dampen the cloth and wipe it down. And you want to gently wipe the device of residue or debris. If you have something that's really stuck on there and you can't seem to get it off by gently wiping, you don't want to really go hard at it, especially on your laptop screens or monitor screens where you can push them in or crack them, break them, separate them from the plastic around it. What you'll want to do is just spray a little more of that mixture on, let it sit on whatever is stuck on your screen, and then gently wipe it. You can go in circular motions. And then lastly, you want to allow your device to completely dry before powering it on. So what I recommend doing, or what we recommend doing here at F8, is ending your day by wiping down your workstation so that you can leave it off overnight, make sure that it's completely dry, and then in the start of your next day in the morning, you can go ahead, power it on, plug it in, and get started with a clean workstation or device. Next, we want to give you some quick tips for caring for your batteries. The battery power is the life force behind your workday, so we want to make sure that you're taking the proper measures to keep it working properly. I know a lot of us like to keep our laptops plugged in all day, and that's really not the best practice for your work machine. So let's talk about how you can care for your batteries. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that your gadgets are charged at 50% or more throughout the day. You don't want to dip too low or let your laptop completely die too often. I know that some of us are guilty of doing that, but you really want to make sure that they are adequately charged and that they're not plugged in all day. But once a month, you can let your laptop get completely to zero and then charge it to 100% around once a month. And this will recalibrate your battery. If your battery is constantly being juiced up, there's a chance that it could burn out or become overworked. So letting it die and then charging from 0 to 100% can help to recalibrate that battery. But we don't recommend doing this, almost every week or every day. Just once a month is good enough to recalibrate that battery. Also, charging beyond 100%. So how do you get to beyond 100%? This is leaving it plugged in all day. And this is either while you're working or just leaving it plugged in overnight. This can age the battery faster and your device. As I mentioned earlier, it kind of overworks the machine. It can cause the machine to heat up if there is that power source connected to it for extended periods of time, like over the weekend or overnight is what I meant to say, but over the weekend is even worse. So, at the end of the day, just unplug, shut down, and that will be good enough for that. Also, extreme temperature can damage your battery and affect performance. So you want to make sure that you use and store your devices in a way where the fan can properly circulate the air through your machine and won't be exposed to extreme heat or cold. So don't, in the winter time, you don't want to leave it on top of a radiator or anything like that. Also, you want to make sure that your laptop is If you hear it really working hard, the fan, if you hear that really going and going, you want to make sure that there is some circulation to the bottom of your machine. So that could be a docking station, which we'll get to in a moment. And you don't want to, leave it in front of an open window. I have a giant window here. We don't want to leave that open with extremely cold air, for example, overnight or while you're working. You want to make sure that your device is nice and comfy, just like you. Let's talk about cleaning with a click, cleaning your mouse for optimal use. Of course, this is something that we are using with our hands. We are dragging it along our desk. So we want to make sure that we are cleaning our mouses. If you have, or mice, if you have one, some of us use the trackpad on our laptop, but if you do use a mouse, for multiple monitors or something like that, you want to make sure that you are cleaning these regularly. So what you'll need is a microfiber or lint-free cloth and some Q-tips. You can also use the electronic wipes. So once again, and if you have a particularly dirty mouse, you can use that, again, 30/70 mixture that we mentioned earlier. And before you get started, again, you want to power down your mouse and disconnect it if it's plugged into your workstation. If it has a wire, you want to unplug it. If it's a Bluetooth mouse, just make sure that it's, shut down, that it's not disconnected or anything like that. You don't want to be clicking on anything while you're cleaning it. And to clean your mouse, you're going to spray your cloth with that 30/70 mixture. Again, you don't want to saturate that cloth. You just want it to be a little damp to the touch. And again, do not spray directly onto your mouse. It might damage whatever's going on inside of there, the hardware. And you just want to gently wipe that mouse again. Very gently. For anything that's really stuck on, again, leave it on there for a few seconds, and in circular motions, you can clean it off. And then you can use a Q-tip to clean that little scrolling wheel on the top there and the sensor on the bottom. If you notice that, you're having to rapidly move your mouse back and forth, there may just be a little debris on that sensor underneath. And all you need to do is, again, dampen that washcloth, that Q-tip with that 30/70 mixture, and go ahead and clean that sensor right in the middle there. And then, of course, just like with your workstation, you're going to want to allow that device to dry before powering it back on, or before plugging that back into your workstation or machine. So just making sure that it's completely dry. Again, best practice or a good practice is to do that at the end of the day to allow it to completely dry overnight. And listen up, cleaning your headphones to hear your meetings loud and clear. This is especially true for those of us who use AirPods. A lot of debris just from our ears. I was watching a video on exactly this, just kind of how our AirPods get so dirty. Our AirPods get so dirty, here's the fun fact. When we do insert something into our ear, our body's natural reaction is to get it out. So if you do tend to wear AirPods a lot, your ears can become a little bit dirtier. They might feel a little bit irritated, and cleaning your headphones or AirPods, especially ones that you insert into your ears, can not only keep your devices working well, but also help your ears to maintain your health. So of course, we're concerned with your devices, but also with your health as well. So cleaning your headphones regularly can help you to feel better and also to get them working to their maximum potential. So what you'll need are some Q-tips, also toothpicks, a soft brush, and isopropyl alcohol. You can use regular old alcohol. You don't have to necessarily use that 30/70 mixture. If you want to go in with alcohol, you can do that. And before you get started, if they do have a wire, I know that I still have headphones with a wire, you're going to want to disconnect them from the device if they're plugged in before you start cleaning. And then while cleaning your headphones, so you're going to drop a small amount of pure alcohol into the speaker of your headphone where that little mesh is, where the sound comes out. You'll just drop a very tiny droplet into there, and you can let it soak for just a moment. And then using a toothpick, you'll just go around in there and clean that mesh inside, to make it free of debris. And then you can use the Q-tip to dab that mesh, soak up that remaining alcohol, and then take a look at the mesh inside of your headphone. If it still seems a little dirty, you can repeat this process, or you can even drop a small amount of pure alcohol into that mesh again and gently scrub with a soft brush. I've even seen this done with an old toothbrush. You don't have to get anything fancy. There are electronic cleaning kits that you can purchase if you really want to get into it and clean your devices thoroughly. If you think you'll use it, you can also use it for other devices like your keyboard for getting underneath those keys, a little brush. But you can just gently scrub that mesh. You don't want to go too hard and damage anything. And then again, use a Q-tip to soak up that remaining alcohol and allow them to thoroughly dry before using once again. So that's how you can keep your headphones and your ears clean after use. Next, we're going to talk about our second goal, which is keeping it together. So these are tips for a tidy and clean workspace anywhere, and these are just some quick tips. So going from work from home to the office, and these are two devices or tools that you can use to get the most out of your work from home space. The first one that we'll talk about here is on the right, and this is a docking station or shelving unit that you can use. This is a nice setup if you have 2 screens or a laptop or monitor and a tablet. And this again raises your workstation up a bit, which is good for your posture. You're not hunched over looking down, and also has some room for storage. A docking station is also a good option. They have a lot of places where you can thread in those wires to keep you connected. A lot of the times they do also have a little bit of storage if you do have a notebook or anything that you use for taking notes. A place for your keyboard if you have a Bluetooth keyboard or a separate keyboard from your monitor, that it has an area for that. So this is a great way to get the most out of your desk space. I know I have quite a tiny little desk in here, so I'm always looking for ways to maximize the space as I'm working, and also I like to take physical notes or just jot things down in meetings. So I like to have as much space as I possibly can on my desk, and I usually have 1 or 2 mugs of coffee as well on here. So definitely maximizing that desk space. The second thing that you can consider, and this is a little bit of a pricier buy, a splurge for your work from home setup, is a monitor expander to conserve desk space with the benefits of multiple monitors. So this is just a device that slides over your monitor or laptop and then extends into multiple screens. So if you have dual screens in your office and at home you've been working on just a laptop and you're kind of going crazy clicking around, you can get this and extend just from your laptop. It's also portable. It folds up or slides in depending on the model that you purchase, and you can take it with you to meetings. If you are going to a client meeting where you don't have the option of having 2 monitors, you can take this on the go with you. So it's really, really a great option for those of you who are working with spreadsheets or graphic designers who like to have, your tasks or edits and also whatever you're working on. So you can kind of have your edits, your work, and also a conversation, checking in with clients, whatever your workflow may be. I know that a lot of us do benefit from seeing our work in multiple places. So this would be the option for you. And the second thing that we'll go over is wrapping up your charger. So this is something that I actually learned here at F8. I'm debating if I want to show off my skills. I will. This is something that I actually learned here at F8. And it is how to wrap up your charger. So I am very proud that I finally learned how to do this. I saw Raj. If you had the pleasure of meeting Raj, then he is the genius who has taught me this little trick. So you see this long cord or charger here. A lot of us have these for our laptops. And one day we were working in our office, and I just showed up with my charger kind of all jumbled up, and he showed me this cool way of wrapping up your charger. So the first thing that you want to do, there is a thicker and a thinner part of your cord And this is going to be an important part later. This little folding tab is at the end here. So what we want to do first is take this thicker cord and we want to wrap it in a zigzag motion. So you can start this as little or as large as you'd like, just kind of looping motions, a zigzag motion, and you'll end up with something that looks like this. If you hold it tighter, it's a nice little bunch. And then this has a little place where you can hold the charger in. So I'll just put that right in there. And you'll take the thinner cord, make sure that that's properly in there. You'll take the thinner cord right here and you'll just start wrapping it around that little bundle that you've created. So we're just gonna wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap. This is a long cord. I'll try to go a little quicker for you. I know that this might be a little tedious to watch, but we'll just continue wrapping. You can push it down further on the cord here. We'll just wrap, 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 wrap. Not too tightly, not too loosely. So then you'll get to the part with the little tab. You want to make sure that that is facing outward. And we'll continue wrapping, wrapping, wrapping. And then when you get to the end of your cord here, so I don't think I do. So I have just enough to get to the other side. And then you'll push that into your little tab and voila, you have a lovely wrapped cord. You can even fold it up like this and take it on the go. So thank you. This is one of the many things I've learned here at F8 and definitely one of the most useful. So that's a way that you can wrap up your charger on the go. If you're tired of your tangled cord, this is the most efficient way to wrap it up. Proud of my little masterpiece over here. So that's one way that you can do that. Again, wrapping your charger neatly prevents it from getting kinked or split in any kind of weird way. So definitely taking care of your devices is just as important as how you use them. And that is it for us today, a fresh start for your spring hybrid work. Well, it was a pleasure meeting with everyone today. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Lunch and Learn. If you get a chance, please check out our YouTube channel. Feel free to like and subscribe, like our videos, like our channel, subscribe to our channel and get alerts whenever we have a new training posted. We look forward so much to bringing you these trainings every month, and we look forward to seeing you at next month's training. So have a great afternoon, everybody. Have a lovely holiday weekend. Enjoy it. And I look forward to seeing you all soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.